Welcome to fucking Boondocking with Sean, day 10, and our second day at Beaver Creek, Beaver, Montana, and we woke up to a fucking ice-covered wonderland. Yesterday we went and checked out some of Yellowstone National Park, and today we're going to do it again. So let's get out of this cold Beaver and into something warm and moist. Here in Yellowstone, the heat of the geysers and the cold air make for a fucking foggy zen drive, but that's where the zen ends for the moment, because today we're doing some touristy shit, namely checking out this place, Old Faithful. This place was not what I imagined. Imagine a fucking massive series of parking lots rivaling any sports stadium you've ever been to, with fucking shops and restaurants and you name it. It's basically like a little fucking town built around an orifice in the ground that ejaculates hot water every 90 minutes or so. And then there's what feels like a cathedral looking out upon the earth orifice. And there she is, spread eagle and gaping towards the sky, getting all wet and heated up whilst a bunch of impatient motherfuckers gather around waiting for the money shot. It's like nature's strip club and everyone's waiting to see the squirt. But it is the most famous geyser in the world. After all, she erupts 20 times a day between 130 to 140 feet high in the air, if you fucking care. She ejaculates between 3,700 to 8,400 gallons of spooge water each time. Now don't be trying to slip dollar bills into the hole. She comes out at about 204 degrees Fahrenheit. She's fucking hot, but don't get burned. You can look, but you can't touch. Hands down at your side, sir. Okay, here she comes. Let's watch her blow geyser like into the sky. What glory emerges from her hole. So basically, underground water becomes superheated and instantly turns to steam, filling tiny fissures until the pressure becomes too great, then it erupts, condensing back into water and shooting forth for our voyeuristic pleasure since 1870, and who knows how many blows she's done before our dumbasses discovered her. That was quite satisfying, actually. Oops, a eruption. There you go. Work it all out, girl. Get it till you're done. Okay, I feel sufficiently gross now. Let's move on. Okay, check this out. This tiny, unassuming lake, Lake Isa, is located directly on the continental divide. So if you pissed into it during spring, the runoff would overflow it, and your piss would flow both directions, one into the Pacific Ocean and the other into the Gulf of Mexico. Ain't nature fun? Anyway, next we hit the Midway Geyser Basin. It's a small basin, but with some cool shit in it, like the Excelsior Crater, which discharges 4,000 to 5,000 gallons of water a minute into the Firehole River, kind of like when you eat too much of my homemade habanero hot sauce. Anyway, it was very active in the late 1800s, but just kind of oozes water now. Well, Old Faithful may be the most famous thing here, but the grand prismatic spring is the most photographed because, well, it's colorful as fuck, that's why. The colors here are from billions of microorganisms called extremophiles, because they live in extreme conditions, duh. And extremophiles that live in hot springs are called thermophiles, because hot springs are thermal and shit. And motherfuckers who get off on watching Old Faithful ejaculate are called damasophiles. Alright, here's the deal. These microorganisms live in these colored mats. Like, the blue mats are all, what up, cuz? You better stay the fuck out of our hood. And the red mats are like, fuck you, Holmes. Red mats are mi barrio. Don't be tripping. As above, so below, I guess. Anyway. There's little gangs of microorganisms that live in the top of the mats and get energy from sunlight, just like a forest canopy, and then little gangs that live at the bottom, like the understory of a forest, and eat the chemicals the upper story gang pisses down. I call it canopy, please. Can't we all just fucking get along? This sign basically says that if you have annoying siblings, just push their bratty ass into a geyser for the thermophiles to eat. No, just kidding. Not kidding. Oh, we're so fucking funny I can hardly bear it. Well, we got back to camp to find a pack mule team had gathered, so we said, bye, motherfucker. So we just started driving south and ended up somewhere in Idaho to dump our shitter. This one's not free, it's donation-based, but what was free was a local dumping his shitter told us about their secret little spot nearby they camp at, a place called Mesa Falls. I'll put all the Latin long of these spots on my Patreon, by the way. Anyway, it's just this cool but weird patch of forest, a few mud puddles, and a few locals decked out head to toe in camo. It is Idaho. But anyway, we found a flat spot away from people, and of course, free. I think Wifey Poo needs to work on her camera skills a bit.
Fuck off.
What? I'm just saying. Fucking wobbly and shit, that's all. And time for boondocking protocol number 1, drinky poos. Cheersies, motherfuckers. It's always nice to find a secluded spot, hence why I'm smiling my most winning smile. I'm going to have another. I'm so happy. That's just how I look. Anyway, we had leftovers for dinner, and we had leftover drinky poos for dessert. And tomorrow we go to the Tetons, so until then, toodaloo.